meaning he wants even more rear spoiler to keep the car tight.
So we'll watch for that on the first series of pit stops as Earnhardt is now falling off the pace. 4 cars have jumped out to themselves as Earnhardt and Davey Allison are there, bringing up the second group of cars.
Spin coming off turn 2.
Several cars involved in a spin off of turn number 2. And a car continuing on down the backstretch, just about in the middle. Stanley Smith is one of those involved.
Stanley Smith almost made it through, got on the grass, and just simply couldn't keep control into the outside retaining wall.
So our first caution of the race comes out on lap number 18. Lake Speed, obviously involved in the crash. You can see Lake moving around. He's okay, but I'm sure very disappointed that his race may be over.
You know, that flat tire, he was up near the front, but when he had the flat tire on the pace lap, had to come in and change that. He was back there in the pack, and there was a lot of jockeying around going on back there, and he was a victim of it.
Safety officials arrive to talk with Lake, see if he is okay. The Trop Arctic Pontiac sitting in the grass on the backstretch. So a multi-car tangle here has brought things at least to reduce speed, and we will be cautioned here for a few laps while the cleanup goes on at Daytona. Cleaning up the debris caused by our first crash of the morning here at Daytona. It happened coming out of turn number 2. Several cars involved. Some are sitting in the grass, and some are sitting on the racetrack, and others are in for some service. And here is Dale Jarrett. Let's go to John Kernan.
Dale Jarrett has pulled into the pits. They've changed the right side tires already. They are looking on the right side. They had thought that quite possibly he had broken the pan arm bar. They're checking the rear end right now. Now, before the caution came out, Dale was thinking about pitting because he thought that he had a right rear tire going down. Takes right sides only, and he has gone and away. Just a lot of grass underneath the car. It doesn't look serious from this side.
Looks like there's a little bit of damage on the right rear of the car, but Dale will go back on competition, and Mickey Gibbs is getting a windshield change on that car.
A lot of times when the cars spin around, the pressure from the inside will pop a windshield out, and apparently that's what happened.
See if we can determine what happened.
Well, I was looking over in turn 2, and I saw 3 cars get three abreast coming off the second corner, and all of a sudden they just lost control. I think they made some contact coming off the corner, and those 2 cars started spinning and really and truly left no place to go for the cars behind them. There we see cars going through, luckily getting through. There's Brett Boat. That was Stanley Smith that went through, lost control, hit the wall.
Jimmy Spencer went by from the outside. That's Greg Sachs in the white 47 on the right of your screen.
And now from Lake Speed's car.
Oh! Is that Ted Musgrave in the 55 car?
Yep, they touched. As looked like Lake tried to go up on the outside of Musgrave, and Musgrave perhaps didn't know he was there.
Exactly. Musgrave, with the way he came off the corner, did not have any idea that Lake was up there.
Well, Lake Speed's car is on the hook. He remains in the car. There's Stanley Smith's Interstate Batteries machine. It's on the end of the hook, and there is Greg Sachs. Dr. Punch once again in Dale Earnhardt's pit.
Well, Bob, Dale Earnhardt, of course, the defending champion of the Pepsi 400, as he struggled a little bit early on RC. And a lot of discussion during this caution flag as to whether you would pit or not. Dale started to make a move back down pit road and then pulled back on the racetrack. What was the discussion?
Well, the car's real loose right now, and was going to add a little more spoiler to it, but we hate to get, lose that much track position. If we can hang on and try to pit with the leaders is what we want to try to do.
Now, when you're a successful car owner, you get to make those delicate adjustments on the car. Let's show us what you'd make that adjustment with. This delicate little rubber sledgehammer here. Yes. And if Earnhardt were to come down pit road, how much would you give him?
Probably try to put about 5 degrees on us. About what we want. We want to go about 3 on the ends and 5 in the center or something like. We just work the spoiler up a little.
So Dale Earnhardt wrestling with a loose race car here early on, gentlemen.
Hut Strickland is in the pit area.
Yeah, they're doing some work on the right front of his Buick. Hut was certainly considered to be one of those that would have a good chance of winning this race today, especially with the performance in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, and then a couple of weeks ago at Michigan when he had his best finish ever in second. But the Ray Vestas Buick team have sent him back out now. We look out the windshield of him. Now we're looking down on him as he goes out on pit road. But they were working on the right front of the car.
They've taped the right front together. That red stuff, I think, is all taped. They put together on the
5 cars involved in a crash on the backstretch, and the cleanup continues here at Daytona. We're live for the Pepsi 400, and we'll be right back.